What's up, Sub here? Wanted to spend a few minutes going through my setup. So, for anybody who hasn't tuned in, I moved a while back from a console setup to a console or PC setup. So it's a dual PC or a PC and console for streaming and playing, or recording and playing. And so I wanted to spend a minute to kind of go through some of the features that I've set up with, and some of the things that I've picked up, and why I use these pieces of equipment. As of right now, I'm not sponsored by any of this stuff, so this is just my recommendation, just as I usually do. My recommendation based on what I've tried and what I've used. I use Amazon extensively because they take everything back after within 30 days, and they don't care. And so I've been able to try a lot of different things, send back what doesn't work, and keep what works. And so again, all of this on my own dime. No sponsorships on it, so wanted to just kind of go through some of this hardware, so we can see. So this is the my streaming PC. This is my gaming PC. One thing that I want to point out is that I want the gaming PC to do nothing else but game. Right? I want it to run my game exclusively. Okay, and so that's what I have this set up. So I have, if you look on the left side, you'll see a little 2-button keyboard. It's just a little two buttons. It's just a keyboard. I have it mapped to push to talk. So when I want to talk in game, I hit the button. I can talk to everybody. Get myself comm band, and then I let it go, and I'm muted again. So that way I can talk freely to stream freely to Discord, and I don't need to worry about that. You'll see the Stream Deck that actually runs to my streaming PC. Right, so that's not connected to my gaming PC at all, and I have Discord mute on there, so I can mute Discord from there, or I can, more importantly than muting Discord, I can deafen Discord, so that when I'm in the gulag, or if I really need to focus on what's going on audio cues, I can shut my teammates up and just hear the game itself. I don't have any other comms going on, no noise. Doing it's made gulags really, really easier to play when you can do that. So if you're playing Discord and you have the ability to deafen it, definitely set that up. I recommend it completely. But otherwise, my PC my gaming PC is just that. It just runs the game. I don't run any other software on it besides some audio software, which we've talked about in other videos. And so there's that. So I use IEMs. You can see them down below. And then this is the Fifine K688 mic, which I paid $60 for it on sale. A phenomenal purchase compared to other much more expensive USB mics. So great investment, in my opinion, to switch over to an XLR style microphone versus the USB mics. And then I have the Razer Kiro webcam for my streaming thing. But this is kind of the linchpin. This is what makes it all work. So this is the Rodecaster Pro 2, which is by Rode, and it's originally a kind of podcaster system, but it's also works really great for streaming. They have a smaller version, which is a 4-slider version, which is the Rodecaster Pro Duo. Which is about $200 cheaper, which is phenomenal. Now this, if you can find it and you hunt for it, you can find it used in great condition. This was used in great condition, and I paid, I think, $400 for it. So basically the cost of I paid the same cost as a brand new Pro Duo, right, the smaller version, and I got the bigger version of it. I have this set up to do a couple of different things. So, in the sliders, I have my mic slider. I have my my streaming PC audio, right? So any noises from chat, anything that comes in from that. I have Discord on its own slider, which is the dark blue one. The red one is my gaming PC. So all the sounds from the gaming PC come in onto the red slider. So I can mix these as I see fit, as needed. Kind of on the fly. Then I have Spotify on the music slider, and then I forget what I have on the last sliders. But then I also have it has sound effects. So it is a soundboard, so the buttons play. Plays like that. And then I also have when I have my console running, I can run console audio in. And so I have, and then I have outputs. I can have I have multiple mic inputs. So the XLR mic goes in. I can run audio in from the console. I can run audio in from any other source that I want. And then outputs, I have an output to my IEMs. So there's one, so the four dials at the top, I have my IEMs on one. I have a sound bar in here, so I can just listen to music, or I can listen to audio while I edit without having my IEMs in. I have audio out to other sources as well, back to the console. So for chat, there's a lot of different things, and it has a very, very sophisticated routing system. So I can route the audio anywhere I want. That's one of the ways that I can have one mic to talk to everybody, right? So the same mic talks to chat, same mic talks to game chat, and it also talks to stream. And records, and I have it routed such that I can isolate every source, right? So I can mute chat or game chat, right? I can also mute the my party, my Discord party while I'm talking, and I can even mute chat if I want to talk to my party separately. So complete control over it, one mic, everything's done through the Rodecaster, and this is one of the big advantages of using a hardware mixer like this versus like a Go XLR, which is software based, in that everything stays, all the settings live on the mixer. They don't live in your PC, right? So if your PC updates something, and this was a huge problem with other systems I tried, is that every time Windows updated, it would mess up audio somehow. Things would get reconfigured. I'd have to go in and spend 10 minutes reconfiguring everything. And if you're not a technical person, that's a daunting task sometimes. And then at the same time, when you have things that get reconfigured, updates, or things get out of whack, like when I would shut my systems down, sometimes if I don't reboot them in the right order, the drivers don't load properly. And then I have issues with sound not routing properly. Because of software issues. And so that's what drove me away from software-based mixers like the Mix Create or the Go XLR or some of the other software. So this is actually a dual USB hardwired mixer, which is super critical in making this stuff work out. So I think that Rode also has is getting into video mixing. And so they have, and I don't know if it's just released or if it's been out for a while, I just never noticed it. But I was looking at one earlier today where they actually have a video capture card that does audio mixing too. And so I want to spend more time examining that, see if it would be a viable option at a lower price for a lot of people. But for my uses, and especially for doing content, in addition to streaming, this is a phenomenal way to get a dual PC system running well. I highly suggest, if you are dual PC, you need an audio mixer that will handle dual USB inputs for audio, right? You don't want to mess around with the 3.5 millimeter audio cables going back and forth. Because of the way Windows works, it's going to make a mess of your audio at some point, right? Whether it's you reboot, whether it's an update, something's going to mess it up and it's going to be a problem. So if you can avoid that, plan ahead. When you budget for your PC, budget for a good dual USB mixer. Okay. So Rodecaster Pro 2, phenomenal piece of hardware. And then we get over to the here to my workstation, right? So this is my streaming PC. It handles it handles everything, right? So I have Discord on here. I have my all of my browsing here. I do all of my mixing here. I do all of my video editing here. So in this case, this PC specifically is it is not nearly as beefy, but it's good enough where it matters, right? So that I can do my editing, I can do my recording and stuff on this, and free up space, free up resources on my gaming PC, so that doesn't have to be used at all. And then you can see up by the window is my my sound bar, so that's where my audio comes from. So this is it. This is my setup. I think the key to making this to making a dual PC setup work is actually having the soundboard, and a soundboard that can handle dual PC USB inputs. You have that, most of the problems with a dual PC setup go away. And then what you want to do, the other trick that I do is I actually I have one monitor on my PC, my gaming PC, and then I have a second monitor, which is actually just my capture card out. So I don't have to do a pass through on my capture card. It's just a straight capture into my gaming or into my streaming PC. And it mirrors the monitor that I'm gaming on. So I don't actually have to change anything. I don't have to run the monitor through the capture card. I don't have to run the monitor, in some funky configuration where the capture card kind of becomes a liability. Everything is just clean. It's very simple. It's very efficient, and it works really well. I have had no problems since I switched audio over to the Rodecaster, because it just offloads so much work. But that's it. That's what I have. I will put as much information about what I have in my builds and some of these pieces of equipment that I have down in the description below. So it'll be a longer description today. But otherwise, thanks for coming by. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. I'll try to reply to everybody. And I'll catch you on the next one. All right. Thanks a lot.